instruments. And
Here's Bobby.
That's me in college playing in a band.
Nice hair.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was in a bunch of bands growing up. That was a psychedelic band I was in. Look at that. Oh my God. That's insane, dude. I tried that before stand-up. And then they kicked me out of the band, and I go...
Yeah, but you got further than I did. I never got out of my parents' basement playing drums.
Oh, you never played it live in a band?
Not until I maybe did like the goddamn comedy. I know I've sat in with a few bands before then.
Yeah.
What's weird now?
Stop playing that, man. It's
you
weird.
look cool, man.
Yeah.
But why did they fire you?
Well, go back to the video then. I'll show you.
This is the Bobby Lee behind the music.
Yeah. If you anyway, don't. If you can go on YouTube.
Did that band go on to become the Spin Doctors?
No. They went away after a year. We were called Lax and Superb. I know.
Land of Happiness.
Yeah, we were a hippie band.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, if you watch the Lax and Superb, there's an old man there with wearing like glasses that's in there. So they are because we're kids, and they're like, well, these two hippies we met in fucking Escondido, they want to be in the band, and they were in their 30s. That guy to the right,
Yeah.
right. So I'm like, I don't want old men on the fucking band, and then I stopped going to fucking rehearsals, and then
Did you get sick of looking at his bald spot?
Yeah. I couldn't, dude. I was like, what, 19 there?
He should have, for you, written the set list on the back.
Yeah,
Act like he's.
yeah. Anyway. You want to plug anything?
I will be at the Arizona Financial Theater. Nothing says arts like Arizona Financial.
Yeah.
Proudly evicting snowbirds.
It's April 28th.
26, 27, 28. I got the Hollywood Bowls coming up. There's a few tickets left.
Wow.
And and then my end of my theaters.
Let me ask you, if I was in Arizona, because I'm sometimes out there, and I was there that weekend, I don't want to go up, but is there any way I can come and hang out or no?
Well, if you're out there, I'll throw you on the show.
I don't want to be on the show. I will just go out.
Okay, you can
I can hang out.
With your
Bring maybe
shiitake
mushroom.
No, what is the ramen that you eat? Cinnamon.
Sukumin.
Sukumin.
Yeah, sukumin.
Sukumin.
Yeah. In fact, I would like
Do
to
I bow when I say sukumin?
No, I don't know. But I would like to have sukumin with you as well. And I'd like also to bake me a pie.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
What
kind of pie do you like?
Do you make savory and fruit, or do you?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Really?
The filling's easy. It's getting the crust. That's the hard part.
Fillings, especially if it's savory.
Oh, there you go. This is me way back in the day. Making a pie. Teaching people how to make a pie crust.
Wow. But so I would judge you based on a good chicken pot. So can you make a good chicken pot pie?
Yeah.
And you know how to make the filling?
Yes.
Out of scratch.
The whole thing.
Okay. No, I mean sometimes you can get that at the store. No.
But he's right. Like the crust is
the most important.
The most important part.
Maybe I've never had a good crust.
I don't know how to do the flaky thing. I still don't get quite how to do that.
It's fine. Make me a pie. And can I have one? That was another question, and probably it's not a personal thing, but I want to ask you something. Can I ask you a kind of uncomfortable question?
Just fucking do it.
I don't want to. I like the
build up.
I like the build up of it.
Well, if I don't like the question, I won't answer it.
All right, here we go. So, can I do this again?
You do whatever.
Okay. So, when you first moved to LA, okay, you invited me to a Christmas party. And it was, remember what I gave you?
Oh, what did you get me? Did you get me something for my dog?
No, it was a DVD.
Oh, was it Old Boy?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so I gave you Old Boy, right?
Yes.
And then since then, I've never been invited to your house again. Is there something that I did, you know what I mean, across the line of some sort? I always feel like in my back of my head that I did something at the party. And then that's why I haven't been. Or have you not had parties at your house?
Yeah, we haven't really had parties.
Okay, that's it.
all it was.
Let's move on. That's it.
It was a great movie.
I know. It was a great party. And I could, because you showed me that you played drums. And it was like, I was like, oh my God, I'm in.
In what?
Bill Burr's house. Yeah, hanging out with the guy, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, years after that, I was like, oh, no more invite, huh? It's how my mind works.
You know what happened was I got married and had kids, and then it's just like, there's nothing worse than bringing comedians over or just people over that don't have kids, because it's a weird environment, and then they just kind of, they just look at a kid like, yeah, there it is. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking great. And I get that. Yeah. It's just like, I came over here to get fucked up, and now there's a kid here, and just the vibes change.
That's it.
That's all it was.
I can move on with it now.
Okay, cool.
I have so many of those little things in my head. Did this happen because of this? But it's all in your head. It always is in your head. It's not a real
Listen,
thing.
you're talking to yourself. Don't start lecturing everybody else. It's all in your head. No, it's in your head.
No, what I'm saying is
Nobody else.
No, what I'm saying. No.
I hate when people do that.
No, I hate what you're doing right now.
Huh?
I hate what you're doing right now. I'm trying to make a point, and my point is sometimes people imagine things that aren't real, and that's what the point I'm trying to make.
I need you to have more confidence in your words.
Okay.
You don't seem to be able to make a point without acting out English. Like what is all of this? It's just like
I can. I can make
if I was looking through a window and I couldn't hear sound, I'm like, when is this guy going to stop talking about his laundry?
I can do it without movement if that's what you want.
Yeah, let's try.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's try it.
So a lot of times,
Energy right into the carpet.
not good.
Energy down. I need energy up.
Yeah.
Hands not moving. This is your close-up.
Oh, so you want to do it a TED Talk?
Yeah, listen, we got that other one with the hands. Let's do this
Oh,
take.
yeah.
It was great.
Okay,
It was
great.
great. Just so I have options.
This is great. This is great. Right. All right. So,
Okay.
you know the term fear, false evidence appearing real. I tend to use that in my mind. I mean, I fucked up.
It was so much more powerful. It was so much more powerful.
the line.
I believed
I
you.
fucked up the line.
I believed you.
Give me
when
another
you
shot.
sit there going like,
Give me another shot. Give me another-
there's a lot of things
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of
give me another-
I'm like, this guy is like, I don't know what he's doing.
Give me another shot.
All right.
All right. And
We're losing light.
don't put the pressure. Don't put the pressure. I don't. All right. Go ahead.
We're going to be in overtime after the scene.
No, just say action, please. I got it, Bill. I got it.
And
Action.
rolling action.
Jasmine. You know that term fear, false evidence appearing real. That's been the basis of my life throughout the history of my own life. Fuck.
Why'd you say history? Listen, we got the hands thing. We'll just use that.
Oh, fuck. That's what it's like sometimes. Anyway, give Bill Burr a round of applause, everybody.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. I hope this was okay.
Tani ay makabululi Purong kaya madumdum bombola Shukumuki ay tuwito Shukuluki muki salaman Fitang ukugani ay makabululi Purong kaya madumdum bombola Shukumuki ay tuwito
Get to a certain place and to be with I'll be all kidding aside, right? Like, I love the Chappelle Show, right? And I just think that it's really crazy to think that back then, Chappelle, Dave chose two young comics who now are like forces in, the comedy industry, you and Bill, right? It's just, what an eye that Dave had back then, right?
Yeah, but the thing about it was funny because the way, Dave has his production company is called Pilot Boy Production.
Right.
And part of the reason why it's named that because I think before the Chappelle Show came to where it came to be, I think he had like 12 or 13 pilots.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He was the golden child. They just kept it. Everybody pushed him. And for some reason, he never found, it wasn't the right chemistry. So I think out of his frustration to listen to everything that the networks thought was the right thing, the right cast and everything. This project, he had more freedom, and it was like this. I don't want you to say, you're going to pair well with this guy. Mm-hmm. This guy's like this. I want to fuck with people that I think are funny.
Right.
And the crazy thing about it, none of us had no, like, sketch history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he was picking these people he thought were funny just on stand-up.
Yeah.
So if you're lucky enough to be somebody that can pull it off like Bill Burr was, you know what I mean?
It's so funny because, network executives and people that, are the suits that hire or put together these shows or put the money together, they don't spend, the wee hours of the night at a nightclub night after night, right?
They don't, and not only that, I'm gonna tell you that's just, you got one level of that. You got that in mainstream white comedy clubs. Now imagine the level of talent on the black side of comedy
Right.
that they were never going to see. There was never going to go to where I had one of the hottest black showcases in comedy in Brooklyn, this place called Poke Knockers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On a Monday night, we would have 300 people in this spot. You know what I'm saying? This was a force on so many levels. We would make like $10,000, 10 grand, 7 to 10 grand at the door. No, maybe like $4 grand at the door.
Right.
And then the food and beverage would make another $7 or $10,000 right there on a Monday.
Wow.
That was powerful. But bigger than that, they had like a bunch of black acts that execs not going to go across the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. In fact, in the most prestigious comedy clubs in Manhattan, especially when I was coming up, when you say the Comedy Cellar, when you say Stand Up New York, when you say Comic Strip Live and all that type of shit, it was probably only 3% of all the black comics in this area that were working those clubs. So
Yeah.
they wasn't going to go. If you don't think they would had the time to go to the nightclubs there, they definitely didn't have time to go to this hole in the wall place that births people like Tommy Davidson, that birthed people like Martin Lawrence. They weren't going to do that.
Right. Do you hate the word, and this is not a term that I made up, but people use the word crossover? Like, for instance, I've heard people say to Ian Edwards, right? Because Ian plays a lot of the white clubs.
Yeah,
I guess.
and Edwards used to do my hood spots too.
Right. And people would say to Ian, wow, you're crossover. Right. I've heard white comics say that to him.
Yeah, but
what does that mean even?
It's slightly insulting, but what it's trying to say is that you can be funny for white people too. That's the truth. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Even when I came up, man, I came up in the chitlin circuit, right? And I've seen people try to gauge. They're like, there was great thing about Def Comedy Jam and the bad thing about Def Comedy Jam. The great thing about Def Comedy Jam is because it gave a lot of black comics a platform and a voice. We didn't have anything. You know what I mean? If David Letterman for a year, if he had 30 white comics on there, it probably was 2 or 3 black comics, and those was the ones that worked at the cellar. So I understand when it says like you want to be able. I hope I'm not losing my thought and I can answer the question. You want to be able. Something about saying, you know what, I can work those clubs.
Right.
Because the quickest thing they would say to you is like, oh yeah, he's funny for a black audience. Because the minute a black comic goes on stage and it's like, what music? They come up to music. A lot of white comics and mainstream are like, oh, he's that person. No, it's not that. It's just that black people, we got a lot of rhythm in us. You know what I'm saying? That's a good feeling to be able to call and response and get that energy before you even say anything. That's a tool that we use, but it was held against us. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say something, now it's so funny now, if you back when I was coming up, if you roast a person, it was all like, oh man, that's not material. Now you have all these platforms and these shows for roast this. Motherfucker, Jeff Ross is the most roasted motherfucker. He don't cook shit. He roasts everything, don't cook shit. He never put a turkey in the oven, no fucking where.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was somewhat of a rite of passage if you could, as they say, cross over. But I never considered crossover. I was just like, just give me an opportunity. That's it. But I can see how to some comics it can be insulting. And then especially for Ian, because I know he's probably heard it. Dave Chappelle.
They say he's crossover too.
No, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was like, it's interesting. Black comic, young comic, comes out of DC, right? And like immediately accepted by mainstream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for like a lot of people, it took years to get to that point. He was
Right.
immediately. So when he started Dave's career, it wasn't necessarily supported by a lot of black people and the hood. That's just a fucking fact. It's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? But that's just a fact. And I personally think like he's always Nutty Professor. A lot of the black audience are saying, "Oh yeah, the motherfucker's funny." You know what I'm saying? But a lot of in the black community, a lot of them didn't respect his brand of comedy.
Right.
Didn't respect that he didn't have to talk about fucking and sucking. You bitch ever suck your dick like this and you get your dick sucked, you're like, oh shit. Oh shit, I got this bitch now.
Yeah.
But that was never his brand. So that's why, and it was, personally, I think Nutty Professor, when it started, was like this, because they saw him being a comic that's roasting motherfuckers and shit. But I honestly believe that when he found that right team, and when I say that right team, I mean Charlie Murphy, I mean Bill Burr, I mean Neil Brennan.
Yeah.
I mean Michelle Armour, one of the executive producers. I mean the list could go on and on what came together.
Yeah.
Because you could have a motherfucking superstar. Say like example, I'll say football. Like Dan Marino was a superstar quarterback, but never found the right chemistry with the team to win the championship.
Right.
But I think that when he had that collaborative effort from everybody and people, his peers, people that he respected, that's when it happened. In the Chappelle Show, he just aligned himself with the right people, and that's when he got his hood stripes.
What a dream that would be, that you could sell a show and then you tell a network, I'm gonna find everybody.
But I would tell you,
And if the network would just say, give it a try, and go, we'll just give it a try, I think it would work out more times than not.
but a lot of times it won't, because you have, and I have an example. Everybody we weren't a cast. Nobody would sound like, it wasn't an audition like, hey, you're going to be a part of the team. You were only as good as your last sketch. You know what I'm saying? You're only as good as your last sketch. So if you rip a sketch, then you'd be on the writer's mind to do another one. But he did have the situation where he could say, I'm going to put this guy. But I remember one comic in particular, he had this sketch, and he was just bombing in the sketch. It was just fucking taking forever. He was a diva and all this shit, right? And this was right. But before that, Dave could say, we want anybody on the show. But he bombed so bad, the Comedy Center said, okay. They couldn't wait. They can't wait to try to tell you to take something away.
Yeah.
They couldn't wait to say, all right, listen, we tried it your way. We spent so much money in this situation. So now we want to open up these roles for everybody in New York. And it was interesting for me because, and during that show, I had to make a lot of decisions, like, what am I going to do next? How, whatever. So I had asked Neil, what was my next sketch going to be? And I've told this story over and over again. What was my next sketch going to be? And he said, "Oh yeah, B, you gotta audition." I was like, "Audition? I'm rich, bitch!" Like, yo, nigga, like my shit is solid. Why do I have to audition?
Yeah.
And the explanation I got was it was that reason. And I'll give this advice to anybody coming up when, don't get caught up and hung up on who you think you are too soon. Because I could have easily said, I could have been like, offer only. I'm not going to audition again. And I could have said that, and I could have rolled the dice on him like, oh yeah. But I knew if I made that decision, then I knew I did not give myself the opportunity.
Yeah.
So I went in. I was kind of cocky in the audition. I went in and I smoked this audition. And after I smoked it, I looked at the camera. I said, "So now, do I have to audition anymore?"
Yeah.
And just walked out the room.
Yeah.
I just walked out the room. And guess what?
Yeah.
I never auditioned for anything.
Did you get the part?
Yeah, I got the part. It was like, I got the part, and I'm glad I made that decision because no telling how I would have been out of the loop had I not decided, like, okay, sometimes you think you prove yourself to people, but in this business, feel like, I got to do this shit over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, even this pandemic, I've put some stuff on tape, right?
Yeah.
And it's, people have asked, will you put yourself on tape? And I have to do it. I come in here, and then poor Jules is like, do we have to do it again? One time we did 8 hours, remember? One scene. Again! That sucked. I blinked.
Right.
And you know what this motherfucker did? Accidentally deleted all the things we recorded.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
I didn't know how to do it. Yeah. But my point is that, I'm almost, you're what, 52?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I know.
My bad.
The reason why I say that, because I've always been, this is a funny thing about Hollywood, I've always been like secretive about my age because, you know what I mean? Oh, you know what it could be.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until last week, the last podcast I did, the first time I was open about it. And the reason why I was open about it, because I'm like, fuck Hollywood. Because like Hollywood is almost dead right now, and they would have you doing so much stuff to your body, to your mental and everything. I'm like, it is what it is. I'll be funny at whatever age I'm at. It might cost some gigs, like I could dye this shit, a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
But the bottom line
I think Hollywood's changed. I mean, honestly, I've never been secretive about my age.
you know why Hollywood has changed?
Why?
Hollywood has changed. We've changed, and the thing is that we're starting to become Hollywood. through this whole pandemic, like you were talking about Chappelle summer camp. It was something that we started over the summer, right? And it was started because a need to want to be able to give entertainment to an audience that was thirsty for it. It was also for comics to be able to work out. But you had to approach this. You can't just approach it like you're just going to be reckless or whatever. And we created throughout the entire summer. We created somewhat of an NBA bubble. When people came to summer camp, you had to get tested as soon as you got there. You got tested every 3 days. We didn't go outside of the people that we fucked around with.
Yeah.
In the cornfield, people were they had the temperature checks. It was a cornfield, so they could do the social distancing. You know, we did everything. And then as the summer went on, I was like, wait a minute. This is not going on in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But we're creating Hollywood.
Yeah.
From the guests that came, and the summer, David Letterman, Jon Stewart, Bill
it was
Burr,
insane.
Chris Tucker, Bob Saget, fucking
Even the women, Ali Wong, Chelsea Handler,
Michelle Wolf, Mo Amer.
Yeah, I get it.
No,
it was everybody.
No,
the top, the cream of the crop.
And guess where they guess where they were?
Where?
Yellow Springs, Ohio.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? The point I'm making is like, while we so connected Hollywood, we need Hollywood. But I realized in that situation, we are Hollywood and we can create our own Hollywood. How effective, doing this when this pandemic first kicked off, how effective was your booking agent? How effective was your agent? They almost disappeared.
Yeah, I don't talk.
They almost disappeared.
Yeah.
And you like, wait a minute.
It's funny because for me, in a way, you know what I mean, I had created, an income for myself aside from the Hollywood machine, right? So it's like this podcast here, I have another one with Andrew Santino, right? These are two things that I created on our own. The
dopest thing about it is that nobody can take it away from you.
Yeah, so I don't give.
In fact, when we first started podcasting 5 years ago, they wanted nothing to do with it because it just didn't seem like something.
I called people. I go, hey, can you help? And like, well, it's not our business. It's a hobby. So do it on your own.
Now every agent's trying to get some of that podcast.
Right. But they're not going to touch it.
They can't get it.
They can't get it. Yeah.
But it's interesting because for me, and when with my relationship with podcasts and everything, I thought it was like just some white boy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're real. It started.
Why?
Because white boys listened. White boys was into it. You gotta listen. I'm telling you, I thought it was some white boy shit. And like, I have a young son, right? My son is 5 years old.
So cute.
Right? And for years, I've been a road rat. And kind of the birth of my podcast, or somewhat of the idea, came from me having a conversation with Joe Rogan, right? And I was like, yeah, man, getting kind of like, I have to go on the road because that's how I support myself. I said, but then I said, it's getting tough because I got to leave my son. And I said, then I want to maybe, but I don't make Hollywood money. We were talking about outside. I said, I don't make Hollywood money. I said, but I may need to try to connect more with more acting gigs and stuff like that. I said, I don't make no Hollywood money. And Rogan was like, start a podcast. And I was like, nigga. And then I said, I need some money. And then I Googled his net worth and shit. I was like, let's revisit that. So how do you start? You need a producer, you need so-and-so.
Yeah.
And I had thought about it, but I knew I had this. Another thing was discouraging for me because I'd never been a person on YouTube like that. And I had just not even being active on YouTube, I think I had 20,000 subscribers that I wasn't doing anything with. But then I had a conflict with somebody who was doing my social media, whatever, and they just shut down all my shit. So I went from that 20,000, which would be a good start, to 0. And I'm like, Joe, I get the podcast shit, but then I'm gonna have to start all over. He was like, it's simple. You do a podcast. I'll promote it on all my platforms. You go do everybody else's podcast, and next thing you know, I was like, I don't know these white people like that, right? And I'm like, and another dilemma I had was, I'm an outgoing person, but I'm not the friendliest person when it comes to like asking someone for something.
Oh, wow.
Because I was like, podcast, you have to guess. Podcast, I was like,
I'm similar.
I'm like this, man, I don't want to call anybody and say, could you be on my podcast? Because everybody is saying, could you be on my podcast? So I said, I got to do a podcast. it's just going to be me, right?
Yeah, I'm a baby about it too. Like if I ask somebody to do my podcast and they go, I'm pretty busy, buddy, I will never ask again.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is. It's not because I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's just I don't want to get rejected again.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't want to put
Especially
myself
coming
out there.
from your childhood, being rejected in your family. I
Yeah.
know how tough that could be.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Damn, I hit something. He was like, who told
What
him?
the fuck?
No, Joe, no
Holy
Korean people.
shit.
No Korean parents love their kids. We all know that.
Motherfucker. Holy
But
shit.
I get it. It's like this. And I told myself, I said, I'd rather just do the podcast just by myself. I was like, oh my God, I have to learn how to talk to just myself. You know what I mean? I was like, and my idea of my podcast was, I was like, I want to start it with just me. I tried that once. I quit my own podcast the first time. I sat down and I tried to do everybody podcast in one podcast.
Yeah.
I had some Bert, I had some you in my podcast. I just said, I was going to do everybody's shit. First black guy to bring it all to one. And I was in front of that camera for 20 minutes and I just quit. I just did like this. I started taking shit off. I was like, I ain't doing this shit.
Yeah.
And the producer said, what are you doing? I said, I quit. He said, you can't just quit. I said, whose podcast is it? He said, it's good. I was like, well, I quit. And not only that, I fire you for telling me I can't quit. I walked off the camera. But then I didn't want to be a bitch, right?
Yeah.
And you see me walk off like, fuck that. And then you see me do like this.
I love
And
it.
I started because the thing about it was I had nobody to bounce off or anything, right? And then I was like, oh, that's not going to work. And then I connected with a young lady.
She's good.
Oh,
The one that you're doing it with.
I had two. Who do you speak of?
The one
When's the last time? Is she black or white?
is black?
Yeah, because I didn't start with a
Question
black.
mark?
Yeah.
I didn't start with a black coat. I started with a white coat.
Yeah, no, I only saw the black one.
Yeah, I saw the white one. I mean, I started with the white one.
Yeah, I fucked the white one.
I didn't. No, I'm sorry, I didn't. Every time you say white woman, I want to say I did. You did.
I'm not saying fuck them.
You did.
I didn't fuck no white one. Right? But
You did.
I have.
No, you
In my
fucked the
life.
one
I
that-
fucked
yo,
a white girl in my life.
No,
I
you
have.
fucked the one.
Did I really?
Yes.
Which one? What's her name?
But later, after. But just say it. We'll believe.
Oh, yeah. I did.
Hold on. Who is it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
did.
I
He
did.
did.
White woman that I didn't
Yes.
fuck that you fucked. What are you?
Yeah.
How long have you been following? You fucked her.
Yeah. All right, but don't
Okay.
say that. We can't say that on the thing.
Why can't you?
Yeah.
I
It's
thought
not her
podcast-
name.
Huh?
Wait, well, she's talked about it.
She's talked about it?
Yes.
All right, okay, yeah.
On air.
It's
yeah.
small.
Yeah.
Did she say that?
Okay, women don't say I fucked the person. They say I dated.
They dated,
Okay,
dated,
my
yeah.
bad.
Dated,
All right. So I didn't know
Tomato,
that.
tomato.
So you
Yeah.
did it with her at first.
Yeah.
But I only saw that you're doing
With
it
Javanta.
with Javanta.
Yeah. I started with, and I got it. I'm not here to talk shit about because she was already in the podcast world, right? And she was very supportive and very because everything, and we were good friends.
Yeah.
we still maintain a relationship. But it was like when I would see her, she would talk about it, and I kept talking about it. She was like, "Fuck it, let's just go do it."
Yeah.
You know, so I honestly have to say, between Joe Rogan, my guy, Andy Singer, Bearded Humor, and they was the ones that said, "Fucking do it." So
Yeah.
I started with her. We did like 4 or 5 episodes, and we had a good chemistry. We went back and forth. We fought. We had good days, whatever. But for whatever reason, it didn't work out.
I didn't
And
like
that's
you.
when
I didn't like you when I first met you. I have to say something.
you telling me that you didn't like me.
Yeah. At first,
Wait a minute. What?
I know. I wanted. I just because in my head
Do
I'm
you
like,
guys rewind and go back to the fucking
No.
endearing shit?
no, I know. Just listen to me, right? I didn't know you, right? I'd see you around, and I didn't know. Like, and so my opinion of you was pretty indifferent. Now, it wasn't like I didn't like him, right? I just saw him on stage. I go, oh my god, he's a beast, right? But this is years ago, by the
Right.
way, right? And I remember one time, I don't know why it popped in my head. I remember one time I was at the Laugh Factory, and you walked in with your son. Your son was young,
Yeah.
on your shoulders,
Right.
right? And
That was an Asian night, I think, too.
yeah,
It was. I
yeah,
went
I'm like, what the
upstairs.
fuck is this guy doing at an Asian night?
Yeah.
I was so highly offended.
Yeah, Asian people love me.
I know.
No, they
I
love
was
me.
totally kidding.
Yeah, good.
And so when I saw you with your son, I went, oh, like literally. Shut up for a second, all right? Everyone, it made me. I never wanted a kid until I saw that
Donnell with it.
Donnell with his kid.
Yeah.
Because I always think of Donnell in my mind kind of like me, You know, he's got he looks like a black golem. Look at his body.
Right?
You know, skinny arms, real weird.
Yeah, we're shaped alike.
Yeah, we're shaped similar,
We are.
right? He's not buff.
Yeah.
All right. And also comedy wise, he's just so funny. The funniest is that Michael Jackson cocaine bit that you did is so fucking funny. But anyway, and when he just there to give his son, you know what I mean, a tour of the club and how close he is and what a good dad he is.
I wanted my son to see, because he knows I'm a comedian.
Right.
But I wanted him to be around the comedy vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I even talked to you about it, I think, on the show about like what fatherhood means to me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you took yourself out of the game or even considered whatever, but it's an amazing feeling. And then, but it's so weird because I had my son later in life. We talked about this too, where I had got to the point where I'm like, you're not going to have no kids, right? I told myself, and you have to be mentally prepared for that because it could fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? I said, I got nieces, I got nephews, I got a career, whatever. And I wasn't going to go crazy about it. But then when it happened, it was super exciting. And then when I talk to certain people, man, I just kind of look in their face and kind of can tell sort of what they need.
Yeah, let me ask you something. When you look at your kid, because I see a bond and a closeness, and he loves you so fucking much.
Listen to this.
Okay.
I like to be.
This song he wrote for me the other day out of nowhere.
man.
Listen.
I like to be with you, and I like to play with you all day long with you, because this is my greatest daddy for my life, 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 life. And then I like playing with before he leaves. And then I give him a hug. And then we say goodbye. But he'll always come back tomorrow. For the day yesterday. If you can remember.
That was okay. I know you guys don't have time. That was the second song. This is the first one he wrote.
He's a whole
Hey,
album.
bro,
He's a
calm
whole
down,
album.
calm down, calm down. I'm fucking crying right now.
No, listen. This is the first one he wrote.
wrote a song to me?
Yeah.
What is it?
I'll climb every mountain.
Take your time.
And swim every ocean. Just to be with you. Because I really love you. Because I play with you. And I so care about you. And I like you awake. In me. And I like you hugging me.
And he hugged me.
Oh, I love you.
Oh man, that's the greatest song.
All right, okay, I know.
Yo, son.
Enough of this bullshit, man.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
I know.
But I'm telling you, bruh. That's my.
Fuck you, man.
And I respect. Listen.
Oh.
What you said about, you had reservations about me or whatever. If I could have, it's two things I would want my peers to respect me for.
Okay.
One of them is being a dope ass comedian and one of the best to do it. I don't care about building relationships outside of the stage, like the respect that I always felt like, me personally, that I want you to respect what I do as a craft of that. And the second thing is me as a father. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about it on the other show, and I didn't have the connection like that with my dad. He was around, he was in and out of prison, whatever. So when I'm with my son, I always want to create the memories that
Hey guys, I'd like to thank our sponsors for supporting this show. If you'd like more info or just want to use our Tiger Belly codes, you can go to ZocDoc.com/belly and GetRoman.com/belly and HelixSleep.com/belly. If you click the QR code on this YouTube channel or if you're listening on audio, hit the link down below to get your free Tiger Belly collectible.
I'm not angry, dude. We're gonna resolve it. We're not resolving anything. Well, that's fine. I'm just grateful that you're here, dude. You're a very big guest for us. You're a very big guest for us.
There were big consequences for me too, in terms of
Well,
the mold removal, but we'll get there.
Okay, listen. I'd love to hear about the mole.
No, we're not talking about no mole.
Yes, we are.
Why did I have to eat the scab yesterday then?
You didn't eat the
Ew.
scab. Still in the car. I can show it to you.
You made me. You tried to force me to eat the scab.
Yeah, but you wouldn't. You
yesterday.
put it back in the compartment.
You guys aren't dating. You don't have to eat it in skin anymore.
You want to bet when we're going 85 in the freeway, and he's like, "If you don't eat this scab, I'm going to crash his car."
Yeah. Anyway, let's start.
Well, the fact that you're still hanging around with them after the breakup is kind of you're asking.
Let's start. We're not even going to use any of this. We're not using
You're
any of this.
asking
We're not
for-
using any of this. I want to start with my own terms.
Oh,
I want to
fine.
start my. It's my. You know, he bosses everyone around. And
I
on
didn't
his,
think we
in-
started.
in his
I didn't think we started.
in his show, right?
Uh-huh.
And I know what I'm going to show some
That's not true.
courage here
Authority.
and authority, and I'm going to do it the way I want to do it.
Yes, Captain.
Okay, because I just woke from a nap. I'm still groggy.
Wait, are we live? Are we recording?
We don't do live.
No, I know, but are we recording right now? Oh, we are. Okay, so it's one of
We
those
keep-
things.
What do you mean? What things?
It's just
Let me just
sometimes
start.
people just start and they don't tell you.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Four, three, two.
1, 2, 3, 4. My name is Bobby Lee. I'm with Jewish Company.
Jewish company.
And I'm quicker than him.
Fast.
I'm quicker than most.
Speed.
Kill you. I'll kill you.
What?
I'll kill you.
No.
Wow.
Welcome to another episode of the Tiger Belly. I'm your captain, the commander of everything in this area, and I'm going to be facilitating this interview because I'm not going to let anyone boss me around.
Why do you think I
I'm not.
bossed you
Don't
around?
say anything until I see your name.
Okay. You did that to me last time.
I know that's
remember
the
that.
rule of the show. I have to get into it, and then I give the intro, and then once I say your name,
But you didn't do that with Bill Burr. Certain people.
yeah, because I respect Bill Burr. I'm kidding. I love.
Well,
Bill Burr.
yeah, I mean, Bill Burr's just, I'm not on that level, but like,
Well, can I just?
but I just don't know. I don't understand that rule.
I know.
I'm a guest.
We'll talk about it
Yeah.
once I introduce you, and then you can complain
But you
about
should tell me that rule before you start recording, is all. Because, like, obviously, I'm not going to just sit here like a good little boy.
My name is Bobby Lee. So, this next guest that we have, well, let's introduce people in the room. We've got Gilbert, George, and they're important, I guess.
So I know
And
you're
we've
doing-
got Kalila,
Yeah.
and I want to introduce our.
Sorry.
I want to introduce our special one. I just had so many good things to say about him. This next guy coming, he's this deceiver.
Oh, my God.
He's a deceiver. He roams in the dark places of life. Sometimes I call him Tricky Jew.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, he's a tricky one, and I don't know if he's an ally or not, but I'm telling you right now,
When you
dude.
say ally, do you mean LGBT ally or Bobby Lee ally? Because that's what ally usually means.
What does ally mean?
Allyship.
They usually say that like in relations to like the
I'm not gonna let you do what you're doing right now.
community. I know. I'm just trying to.
I know I didn't
clarify.
see your name yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you do what you're doing right now.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not done with the intro.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a long intro, but
It doesn't matter. I can do whatever I want to.
okay.
Right? He's got milky.
Bobby's mad at me
He's got milky tits.
over them. Over
Okay,
the-
so let me get into it then. Ethan Klein, give him a round of applause.
thank you.
So I'm going to tell you something, and I'll tell you the
I
problem.
knew this was going to be a showdown because
There's no showdown. I'm not a gotcha podcast.
It's a showdown, and I'll tell you how I knew is because Bobby did our show recently, and it was a lot of fun, by the way. You came when Oliver Tree was there when we boxed, and it was so much fun having you there. Everybody loved seeing you. It was fantastic. Our fans love you, Bobby, and I love you too. That all being said, when you were visiting, I saw what I thought, was an alarming shaped and sized mole. Okay. Now, as a friend, as someone who cares about you, as someone who could have potentially saved your life, I felt it was my duty to say something to you. And not only that, I showed it to AB. Now, I didn't show it to a doctor. You misrepresented that a little bit when you were ranting about me. I said I showed it to AB. Now,
Who the fuck is AB, bro?
he works on our show.
Love him. He's great.
And he was in pre-med. Also, he showed it to a doctor and his family. And they all said he should get it checked out. So I cross-checked it with a few people. And then when I was like, okay, so I should really push this. And I texted, I said, Bobby, you're going to fucking die. I sent the text message. They're like, yo, that's cancerous. Because I wanted to scare you because I really wanted you to go see the dermatologist. And you did.
Okay, can I?
And by the
May
way,
I?
when I told this story,
May I?
you said my name.
I know, but you take
You said
over.
it too early.
Oh,
You
go
said
ahead,
it too
be
early.
you. But go ahead.
But I just want to say my piece, and then you can go. Because this is a hit piece. I knew this would be.
It's not a hit piece. I don't even know what that means. I'm not that kind of a guy. You know what I mean?
Wait, let me
Normally, if without the fucking moles incident, I'd be like, Ethan Klein's coming over. Yippee, hooray.
No, I know.
Ooh
you're
la
angry
la.
at me. But when I told this story on my show, everyone said, you know what? Even though it was a minor inconvenience to Bobby, we and you love him so much, it's important that you say something because you never know. You always hear these stories about, like, there's people on the TV, they've got a lump on their neck or something, and then someone writes them an email and they go to the doctor, check it out, saves their life. Same thing with, moles and stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for saying
Thank you.
that.
What a good friend.
But you got it removed, right?
Yeah, thank you. What a good friend.
Why'd you remove it?
To prove you wrong.
How does that prove me wrong?
May I tell my side now?
And did they get a biopsy?
May I tell my side now? May I tell my side?
Did they biopsy it?
Yeah. May I
And
say-
did we get the results back?
Yeah.
Not yet.
I did.
You did?
Yeah. Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, good.
May I
That's
say-
good.
Okay, good. May I say mine?
Yes.
Okay, so, if I had a friend who had a mole that looked, first of all, it's none of my business. Because
What?
number one is I don't know what they're doing creatively with their body. You know what I'm saying? What people do creatively with their body is none of my business. You know what I mean?
Creatively?
Whatever if they want to grow a skin tag or whatever they want to do, with their own body.
Okay.
Let me finish. I got to talk. I didn't interrupt you.
But-
I didn't interrupt you.
Okay, all right.
And you're being rude on this show.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right? Please. Right?
You have unresolved problems with me, though, it seems like.
That's why I'm getting at now, man.
But
Fuck.
it's like I can't. Okay, go ahead.
What is your problem? Why can't you just listen?
I've listened to everything. You said you're
No, you haven't finished.
you said you're freestyling with your body. What am I? How am I supposed?
All right. So I'm saying, if I saw a mole, I would say it one time. I just look at a guy, dude. Yo, bro, that mole I like it, but cool art. But get it checked out, right? I would let it go at that. That's not what you did, though. During that day, you probably said it 8 to 10 times.
No.
On yourself. Yeah, you kept going. Yeah, man, you should go get that
That
checked out.
shows real concern.
Let me just say something. Okay, let me finish.
That's what I
right.
But it wasn't 8.
And okay, what number do you think it is?
Are you talking about when you were there in person?
Yes.
I definitely said it to a few times.
Okay.
And I followed up in text message.
All right, so you did that.
Yeah.
And then I would say it one time. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then literally I got in my car. You literally went, you should really get that checked out. Like it's cancer. Like you said it was cancer.
No.
I can read it right now.
Yeah, you can read it.
Okay. You fuck.
I didn't say it's cancer. How would I know that?
Right. So
I just said it could be. Here, let me pull up my phone too.
Yeah.
Trying to
So
find it. Let's see. Let me pull this up. Where's Bobby.
And ultimately,
all right. So let me pull this up.
I had to pay the price of eating the scab. So.
Dude, what the?
You didn't
We'll get
eat the
to that.
scab. I can show you the scab.
So
All right.
by
This
the
is-
way-
I got it right here. All right.
Yeah, go ahead. First I sent you an image of. Okay, here, wait.
Okay.
Wait, here. You
So
want to read
you
it or
said-
you want me to read it?
I'll read it first.
Yeah.
All right. You go see a dermatologist. Is that where you're starting?
No, you can start with the nice message that I sent you first.
I don't want to.
I said, thank you, bro. It was so nice seeing you. You added so much to the show today.
It was fun. Love hanging out. Then you say, all right. So all right. So
bring this part.
no, you used to ask me. Let me go. Right. You go. Thank you, bro. It was nice seeing you. You added a lot to the show today. Right. And I said, it was fun. Love hanging out. It should have ended there.
Okay.
But it did not.
Okay.
You then say, see a dermatologist.
Yeah.
Then I go. Then you
Hey,
go.
Bubba! And then what was the last line?
Then you go, because I want you to live forever.
Yeah.
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 All right.
It wasn't like I wasn't like commanding you.
All right. So
I wasn't.
So that could have been, to me, that's the limit. So I'm like, okay, that could have been it, right. So I go like a normal human being. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So far, this is a accurate.
It should end there. It should have ended there. Right.
Okay.
But Gilbert, it did not.
There was more.
Yeah. So AB told me he didn't want to scare you, but he thinks it looks cancerous.
Okay.
Then I go, are you fucking serious? Question mark.
No.
I'm scared. Right? But it didn't end there, right? You sent me this.
I sent you a screenshot of
A screenshot of what AB said to me.
He said to me, he said, by the way, Ethan, I didn't want to scare Bobby, but that 100% looks cancerous.
Okay, good.
That's what he told me.
So we get the facts out?
But so
So-
I'm like, yo, I really want to make sure he's
So
okay.
now I'm literally from that moment on until I went to the doctor. It's what was in my thoughts.
But you know what?
Can I just
The
finish?
good news is you're going to live.
So let me just say why I'm angry. Okay. From that moment on until the doctor's appointment, and I listen, people are probably listening going, siding with Ethan. That's fine. Like, Ethan's a good friend, because I'm going to tell you something. When I drove all the way to Beverly Hills, where your guy is, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say his name.
There are
He's cute as-
dermatologists in the valley, just FYI. Because Bob, because I was watching you talk about it. You're like, I drove 3 hours to Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And I was like, first of all, it doesn't take 3 hours.
It was a trafficy day. Friday.
Yeah,
It was a Friday.
I know. It didn't take
Trafficy day.
not 3 hours.
All right, so
But then I goes, Bobby, you live in a very affluent part of town. You don't have to go to Beverly Hills for some posh dermatologist to look at your mole.
Well, she's partly to blame for that.
Wait, that's
Well,
just
then
'cause
don't
it
throw
was
me under
my
the bus for
That's
her
her
recommendation.
That's her dermatologist, and I trust her dermatologist. That's all I'm saying. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, but don't blame me for the far drive because you
So,
chose to
I
drive
go-
to fucking
He's
Kansas.
that's a point to him, sweetie.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Okay,
It's not my fault you took a damn road trip. To
that's
see
not the point. But anyway, I go. All right, I go there. I park. Where I paid valet, and went up there. Waited 30 minutes. I did.
They didn't validate you?
No.
Well,
So anyway, I go, and he goes, "What's the problem?" I go, "I have cancer on my neck."
That's what you
Yeah. I'm dying. I have cancer on my neck.
Okay.
And he goes, "Let me look." And he looks at my neck and he goes, "Yeah, I don't know. What are you even referring to?"
That's an exaggeration.
That's not an exaggeration.
can I ask you a question at this point?
That's not an exaggeration. You weren't there.
I know, but like, I'm sure he knows what you're referring to because that mole was very
a
big.
giant fucking
was
crazy
huge.
ass looking
Listen,
mole.
that's
it looks
what
like
he
the
said
state
to-
of Texas. Like the shape is nuts.
Insanity. It's pure insanity what you're saying.
It's
I go,
not.
the mole. And he goes, "Oh, it's a mole." And I go, "Cancer." And he goes, "No, it's just a mole." I go, "Are you sure?" He goes, "I'm 90." He goes, "I'm 90.99999."
90? Only?
90?
No, I'm 99.9.
Okay, 'cause you said
I'm
90, that's
99.99999. He did 15 or 16.9.
Yeah.
But he's saying there's a
Percent.
chance.
It's not. He goes, "Thanks for the visit." And I go, "No, remove it." He goes, "Why?" And I go, "Bring it to the labs. Get it checked out." He's like, it's not cancer, dude. It's a mole." I go, "I don't care. I drove all the way over here. You're doing something."
Okay,
So he
that's
removes it,
interesting.
and now it's been itchy as fuck. I lost a friend. You want to see?
I do actually.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Did he had
There's
to
lots of-
do a little surgery there?
Yeah, he's surgical.
He took a
But he was
scalpel.
just like, "I don't need to do it. It's just gonna grow. It might grow back." I go,
No.
"Yeah, sometimes they do. Sometimes they do." I'm just saying that.
I want to get a close look at the.
No, you're not even getting
No,
close.
just turn. Yeah. So yeah, you got some redness there.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say, right? It was just I don't know why a friend would make another friend do such inconvenience activities. It was inconvenient. It was a lot of headspace.
Wouldn't have been inconvenient if he was right.
Dude, if I saved your life, how fucking epic would that be?
But that's what you want to be, the hero.
Yes, yes,
And this whole thing is about you being a hero.
yes.
But you're not. You're a coward like I am.
I wasn't.
Yeah,
I
you're a
wasn't, but
coward
I
like
could
I
have
am. You're a trickster.
But I could
You
have
knew
been.
it wasn't cancer.
No,
Admit that and just apologize.
I genuinely thought you should get it checked out.
Okay.
But so you did a biopsy.
Gilbert, who's in the wrong?
Obviously, Ethan.
Right, but honestly, look at me right now,
Are
Gilbert.
you saying that, or do you think?
No, Gilbert.
Look at this.
No, you're looking at him like in a comedy way, dude. And all I'm saying, and I want you to be real, all right? I'm sorry, sweetie. Maybe I'm being a child
Wait,
about this,
wait,
right?
wait.
But let me. No, I just want to hear
Here's
my
my,
friend.
here's my real point.
Right, and
I
just
think-
be real about it, and maybe you could sway me on his side, and then we could just move on
Here's the
and
real-
talk about other things.
Think about any other friends in the industry.
Okay.
He had to go out on a limb and say, "This is going to be so embarrassing if I'm wrong, but I'm worried about Bobby."
Yeah,
That could be, but then,
bravery,
yes, point to that.
bravery, Bobby.
But the idea, but I will say, saying all the extra stuff like, "Hey, my friend's doctor, he's went to med school."
I didn't
He's
say
saying
all
it's 100% cancer.
I want to
That's
interject.
just said
I want to
AD said.
interject and say you employed the only strategy that could have worked.
That was why I did it, because I knew, and you said it yourself when I watched you talking about it earlier. You said,
It's unbelievable.
"No, listen to what I'm saying, Bobby."
It's unbelievable what you just did, babe.
No, wait, I was
You're
going to make that point
Judas.
too.
He knows you.
He's a Jewish
He knows
trickster.
you is what it is.
You don't know him. He's a fucking mental trickster, man.
You know what, Bobby? You guys aren't
He's
dating
fucking
anymore,
ahead, this
and
guy.
she doesn't owe you anything, and now she can finally speak the truth to you. So it's time to listen.
All right. All right. ZocDoc.
Yeah.
ZocDoc. ZocDoc. ZocDoc, guys. This is an amazing app. I'm telling you, right? For instance, when I didn't have a family doctor and stuff, I didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
So I just asked my neighbor, and I got his guy, right? But now with ZocDoc, right? You can go on this app and there's options. Like when I got this mole removed, obviously I went through Kalila's guy, right? ZocDoc, but I look at reviews, right, and choose the right one for me.
Yeah, basically.
ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. On ZocDoc, you can find every specialist under the sun and even under the universe. Whether you're trying to straighten those teeth, fix an achy back, get that mole checked out like I did, or anything else, ZocDoc has you covered, man. This is amazing.
Guys, go to ZocDoc.com, find a doctor that is right for you, and book an appointment in person or remotely, and that works for your schedule. It's super easy. We all use it here. Check it out. Go to ZocDoc.com/belly and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/belly, ZocDoc.com/belly.
Roman swipes. You guys, when I'm in my game,
Yeah.
and I mean the sex game, dog, right? And I want to keep my erection, right?
Oh, you love
I use Roman swipes,
so smart.
right? And it's easy, right? It doesn't affect them. You wipe it on your friend,
Yeah, good
you know what I
friend.
mean? Your tool,
Yeah.
you know, Toki the dum dum.
Uh-huh.
And I've used it before, guys. It works, right? It's amazing.
Also, guys, Roman swipes are clinically proven to help you last longer in bed. No prescription needed. PE treatments are safe, effective, and used by millions of men. Once again, that is also free 2-day shipping. And guys, like Bobby said, you don't have to rely, on the old methods of thinking about baseball games or your grandma to stay longer in bed, because that's just weird. Just get Roman swipes. Go to GetRoman.com/belly today. If approved, you'll get $10 off your first order. That's GetRoman.com/belly. Also, free 2-day shipping. Get it, guys.
All right, all right, George. What do you think? Turn his mic up. this
Wait,
time.
I gotta make a point. And
You will. You can talk all you want, but I just
No,
need this-
but it's something to do with what Kalila said.
Okay, go ahead.
I knew, and you said it yourself, when you left, you said, I forgot about it and I didn't care about it anymore. You said that. And I knew that would be the case. And I says, that's not enough. This is important. And that's why I did what I did.
Okay, made George talk. Did you feel good getting that out? Go ahead. What do you think, George?
Well, before the podcast started, you cut Ethan off when I thought he was going to give me a compliment. So I really want to know if that was going to be a compliment before I answer. But I think I side with you, Bobby. I think I'll never get this compliment that I feel I missed out on now. Sorry, Ethan.
Turn his mic off.
But
I was just
Turn his
gonna
mic off.
say
I don't know.
that the mullet is looking good, dude. You look.
That's just how. So I'm like, do you want to show, what kind of milk? And then I'm like, what the fuck? I just made your coffee and you can't even. So I'll start keeping score. And, I have to work at not doing that in relationships. And then I'm like, okay, in order to be in a relationship, I have to work on these parts of myself. And it's just, it's a job.
That's a boundary I had to set for myself. For a couple years, I was the one cleaning the human feces off his Prius.
Face.
Off his face.
Why did you date Amber Heard? Why was it on your Prius?
He would have a lot of accidents.
All right.
And I was always
It's
like,
fine.
let me clean it up. Let me,
Okay.
clean everything from the car seat to the underwear to like, I don't want you to feel shame. You had an accident. Like,
I do.
clean it up.
Why are you
But then-
shitting in a Prius?
He didn't have a lot of choices back then, but
I have a loose asshole. What the fuck do you
he does
want?
he has a really loose asshole. But
By the way, I have 2 women in my life that work with me that shit their pants like all the time.
Me
Right.
too.
Yeah, you
I'm
too.
that guy. All right. I'm sorry. My bad.
Okay, I'm just trying to help understand.
Yeah.
For the people, because it's the one body.
I don't have a lot of muscles on my body, and my asshole's the same way.
Got it.
Yeah, the muscle around my asshole is weak.
But do you have any heads up, or it's just like it just
sometimes it just
Yeah.
comes?
It's 9/11.
yeah.
I mean, you just don't know what's coming. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah. Maybe that's a bad reference.
Maybe.
Maybe like Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Same plane. Forget that one. Let's do one. Not a plane.
Is there anything else?
Yeah. No.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
I
fine.
don't.
That's fine.
Yeah. And my point is that
Exxon Valdez leak.
Oh, that's a good. That's a
good.
deep
That's
cut.
very good.
That's a deep cut.
That's a deep cut. Yeah. Yeah, but basically, it's like, oh, it's happening now. It's not like 8 hours before. It's like,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
In 8 hours? No, it's not like that. You never shit in your pants.
This is very odd.
You've never shit in your pants.
I've done a lot of crazy shit. I've never shit my pants as an adult. I know. I don't know why that is.
Yeah. Have you
Once, yes.
in your life, your whole life?
Yeah, and it came without warning. It was at the Vermont Canyon tennis courts, and it was just, and it wasn't even diarrhea.
But have
it
you
was just
eaten something? Like, is there a common denominator?
It was a rogue. You know how they have rogue waves? This was like a rogue turd that just fell out from the sky with no warning, and all of a sudden I felt a little pressure, like a weight in my underwear, and I was like, "What is that?" So I went to the bathroom, and there was just this like pellet.
Oh God.
And I'm like, where did that come from? And I didn't have any stomach ache, nothing.
You know, my thing, I think for the longest time I had such weird eating disorders. I think I was always more constipated. I had the opposite. I wouldn't shit for like 4 days.
That's worse to me.
A pellet is not shitting in your pants.
It's not. It's not.
I get pellets every day.
Really?
I shit on my pants every day?
Yeah.
Are you eating enough?
What's fiber? What is it? What's a fiber?
Can you please?
a fiber?
That is already my favorite GIF I've ever seen. Like, I just want to go on the iPhone and just, what's fiber?
What is it? What is
Such
it?
a brat.
I don't know what it is.
I want you to guess.
By the way,
Guess.
no, yes, you do.
You eat it a lot.
I honestly don't.
What foods
don't know
have
what
fiber?
fiber
Because in Stardew Valley, in my video game, fiber is the little weeds that you chop.
Oh, that is true. It
Yeah,
is-
right?
yeah.
Isn't it called fiber?
Yeah.
So is that what fiber is?
Yeah.
The weeds?
Probably. Everything, certain things have fibers, and fibers isn't something you grow. It's not fiber plants.
Does wheat have fiber?
Most things have fiber.
Yeah, you need fiber
Protein.
for a plant to stand up. The fiber is what holds it up. But yeah, it's what
Meats don't have fiber.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So vegetables.
it's something that is going to sort of have a
Bind.
texture enough that's going to
Bulk and
Yeah.
create your poop.
make something more stiff. It's like holds it together so that your shit's
Here,
not
do
just.
you eat any of this stuff, Bobby?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you eat
whole wheat pasta?
That's not true. This
No.
is like
Barley.
a pasta company.
Yeah.
sponsored
Chickpeas.
This pasta's not a good source of fiber.
Edamame. I've had that
Big
before.
bloater.
Lentils and split peas.
This actually is not even
Berries,
There's a lot of trigger foods for me.
pears.
Okay,
artichoke-
no,
okay.
this is madness.
Yes, I've had fibers.
Fiber is just like brands.
Got it,
Have
got
you
it.
had like Raisin Bran or like grape nuts or dude, eat a bowl of grape nuts. It'll change your life. You will
binds?
take the shit. Have you ever taken aloe pills?
No.
Take one aloe pill if you're constipated.
So grape nuts is cereal. If I get the cereal, will it bind my poo?
You will never shit your pants again.
I'm gonna have fucking great meds.
No, it's I love gross cereals that people think are gross because the feeling of shitting after having I don't like the Raisin Bran with all the sugar and the raisins. I don't like raisins in my salad or in my cereal or anything. But you will. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, I think when I eat a lot of ice cream and I'm lactose intolerant.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think stuff like that,
Sure,
decisions
sure,
like
sure.
that, I think it fucked me up.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to go to great. And now that I know what fiber is, right? And now that I know, please don't shame me.
I'm not shaming
I'm
you.
just learning things as I go along.
Okay.
You know, and also people on the internet, people always go, "You're a man child. You know these things. Or you should know all these things." Like when I couldn't tell the time with the hands, right? It's just that I just, wasn't bothered to learn it yet.
Yeah, or the science changes, or the history. Everything we learned in history class just isn't true. Everything that we learn, you learn something and you're this know-it-all about something, and you start living your life based on soy milk is the best thing in the world for you, acai berries, and then they're like soy milk has lecithin and hormones and you should
Cancerous,
Give you
so
bitch
it's like,
tits, yeah.
As soon as I say fiber is good for you, because that's what I was told, I'm sure in 5 years they'll be like, it causes cancer. It's better to shit your pants in
I
traffic.
actually think that I have to be, because I have colitis. I have to be very careful with certain fibers and things that are normally what people say are good food, like broccoli.
Can you not have seeds?
I don't. Seeds do
No
not.
seeds.
So
Why?
they're very, very. It's very rough on my
They're hard to digest.
stomach. Yeah. So certain foods, even broccoli, fucks me up. Like foods that are deemed healthy, fuck me up. Make my I shit blood. So,
You shit blood.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Manscaped.
So what works for you may not work for the
Totally.
next person.
I also learned this from Neil Brennan. I'd heard it before, but Neil, you've seen when Neil drinks water, he kind of.
Yeah.
You've seen him do that. He
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
chews his water. You're supposed to kind of chew your water, so to give your body a heads up that you're about to eat something, so it can make the enzymes to digest.
Wait. Stop. So what you're saying to me is this. Neil Brennan has a glass of water he's about to fucking chomp down on. Gargle, right? So he'll go first and then put it in his mouth?
He'll just drink it and go and swallow it.
Swish it and then swallow.
And so that little motion tells your stomach friends, get ready, they're coming.
Because you have a lot of.
It's like a telephone.
You have a lot of digestive enzymes in your mouth. Your mouth is part of your digestive system, and it actually breaks down a lot more than you think. It doesn't just happen.
And most of us do not chew enough.
Right.
We're supposed to chew. I mean, it's like I'm eating in the car. I'm deep throating a fucking salmon from Bristol Farms as I'm driving, and I'm like, why does my stomach hurt? Because I did chew. So it's like we're supposed to chew our food more. And when you drink your first drink of water before you eat, you're supposed to just it signals to your stomach to make more enzymes to digest.
I just thought of something.
It's like it's like raw dog. It's like dry fucking someone that's not lubed up yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a horror. I've never asked anyone to cut anything.
We're not cutting that out.
Can we please?
So this is a serious thing then. Because I have teeth missing.
Yeah.